Thank you, far too kind.
Yeah.
Ready?
Let's go. Can I get an encore? Do you want more?
Cook and roll with the Brooklyn boys. So for one last time, I need y'all to roll. Now what the hell are you waiting for? After me, there should be no more. So for one last time, nigga, make some noise.
Occurrence. The straws inside are representing the alveoles, which are travelling inside the lungs. Now, the fact that we're breathing in and out of the lungs shows the oxygen going in and out of the lungs and it contracting, moving inwards and outwards.
Okay, so we have an artery here, if you can't see that. You can obviously see some stringy stuff in here. I can show that, make it easier to see. I can maybe rip some out. Let's see. There, you might be able to see it a bit better there. Yeah, that's the valves, and we have the right atrium in here. And the left atrium is, I'm not sure what the left atrium is, can't find it on this heart, but yes, that's pretty much most of the heart. So the blood will come in through the vena cava, which would be around here somewhere, enter through the right atrium, go through the right atrium, through the valves here, into the right ventricle. From the right ventricle it will go up through the pulmonary valve into the artery. Next time it will come into the left atrium, through the valves again, into the left ventricle, up through the right ventricle, through the aorta, which is another artery leading away. And the first one, the one going into the right atrium, will be the oxygenated blood, and the one going through the left will be the oxygenated blood coming from the lungs. So once it's gone into the actual, when it's been unoxygenated, comes through, it'll come back out into the, which will then go into the lungs, and then from the lungs it will come back oxygenated through here into the muscle, which is then basically, the part it plays in respiration is pumping the nutrients and the oxygen which we've got from the lungs and the digestive system. That's pretty much what the heart does.
Done.
Okay, so here we go, left and right. So here we have the vena cava vein, which I said about when I was dissecting the heart, so you can see it a lot more clearer. So the unoxygenated blood, which is the blue blood here, goes down into the right atrium, through the tricuspid valves, into the right ventricle. From the right ventricle, it goes up through the pulmonary valve and out through the pulmonary artery. Sorry for my wrong speaking. Then it goes into the left atrium through this is the oxygenated blood that's come from the lungs after this is pumped into the lungs to get oxygenated, so it has the oxygen to go to the veins. It goes into goes through the bicuspid valves into the left ventricle, up through the left ventricle, through the aortic valve, up through the aorta. So that is basically the heart, how it works, all like that. And yeah, that's pretty much the heart of it. Okay, so we have the digestive system, one of the three parts of the respiration. So when you get your food, you chew the food, and as you chew the food, it basically gets saliva in your mouth. And the salivas have enzymes which breaks down the food, which is the start of the whole digestive system. So then it goes down through the esophagus into the stomach. The stomach then basically has acids in it, and it contracts and relaxes and basically gets out all the nutrients it can using the acid and the pumping system. So that is pretty much the first half. I'm going to let Michael, just tilt this down, help it to Michael. Do the next bit.
Okay, so the second part is with the intestines. So the first part with the intestines is when it goes into the small intestine. The small intestine does most of the digesting. It takes away most of the nutrients and is the first step to the second part. Then after that, you get to the large intestine, which is beneath it. That gets rid of any other nutrients, and then excretion is the final period. That is when any of the other waste goes out the anus, and that is digestion.
Okay, so I bet you're wondering how the whole thing works. Obviously, so they're all three parts: the digestive system, the circulatory system, and the actual breathing itself are all linked, and they're pretty much all linked in the heart. The heart basically goes from the lungs to pick up the oxygen. The oxygen then, the oxygenated blood, which is where the oxygen comes into it from the lungs, from the breathing, which is how the lungs and the heart get mixed in together. As it comes back, it picks up nutrients from the digestive system. So then we have how it basically all connects. So then the heart, the bit that it does is it pumps the blood with the nutrients and the actual oxygen, which we use as energy for our muscles. It basically pumps it to the actual muscles, that's why the heart is helpful, and that's how the heart comes in.
And may I just point out that the heart is also a muscle, which helps it do all these things. It's just like any other muscle, it needs energy to do anything.
Yes, and obviously we have to answer the main question on how exercise affects the respiratory system. So, the blood pumps. Okay, so you're using more energy, which means you need more energy. So as you need more energy, it means you need to get the blood, which has the nutrients and the oxygen making the energy, to your blood a lot faster. So then through pumping, it basically means that while pumping, it needs the nutrients faster. So the nutrients are basically going into the blood a lot faster, and you're breathing faster. So then it gets more oxygen faster, so it can fill and it can get rid of, and it can get into the oxygen can get into the blood. So then it all works faster.
The way of testing this is by your pulse rate, which I'm sure you'll all have heard of. That's when you test your fingers or your neck, and you can test the beat of your heart. This tests how quickly the energy would be going in and how quickly you'd be exercising, measured in different rates and ways.
Yep, and that is... okay, so this is the left system.
Okay, so basically, without the respiratory system, we would not be able to... I've got to say this.
Yo, Kennedy, what's
Every
up?
time.
No, I'm not doing anything.
Okay, it's been quite a good day today, hasn't it? Quite successful?
And they're going to say what they thought about our video.
Can I put a credit?
It was really good.
Yeah.
I personally thought it was the best video I made. It was really good. It was really good.
Just fakely say it's really good.
It was